If your donut O's that you made last week are thoroughly dry, you're ready to start adding some shadow and some frosting. Make sure they are completely dry so that you can get the best results. You will need black paint for the shadow, colored paint for the frosting, a clean bucket of water, some small black brushes, just like this, and paper towel. We will start by adding the shadows. It may be helpful to make a pencil mark so that you remember where you're supposed to add the shadow. So you're going to find the top of the donut and make a little moon shape here. And then you're going to find the bottom of the donut and make a little moon shape here. This is where we will be adding the shadows. Using the tip of your brush, just get a little bit of paint on your paintbrush and carefully paint in that little moon. Make sure not to squish your brush down. Be very, very gentle. A little paint goes a long ways. Very, very thoroughly rinse your brush and dry it off so that you don't get any black paint in your colored paint. Next, we're going to add the color of frosting. Notice it's an oval shape. You also may want to take your pencil to make the marks so that you don't forget where you're going to make your paint marks. So you are going to paint on the top of your donut and only about halfway down the bottom part. So we have this oval shape here. After you've carefully put your pencil lines in place, not bumping that wet paint, you're going to decide on a color. Carefully add your color inside that oval that you created. So you're painting right up next to the edge. Once again, probably a really good choice to outline where your pencil was so that you remember where to paint. And always, always refer to my example if you forget where you need to add paint for the frosting. So if you're only looking at the frosting shape, it is kind of an oval shape, and this creates the illusion of it being a three-dimensional form. Let it dry just a little bit, and then maybe go back and add a tiny bit more so it thickens up that color a bit. If you don't get to that part today, it's all right, we'll have more time. If you accidentally painted in the center of your O, I'm going to show you how you can make that work. Just like the other donuts, we're still going to add a shadow, but we're only going to add the shadow at the bottom instead of in the middle. So select one to start, make sure it's really dry, and then add a little moon shape down here so you remember where you're going to add that shadow. Make sure your brush is clean and dry, and get a little bit of black paint, because a little goes a long ways, and very, very carefully add that moon shape. Next, you're ready to add the frosting. Maybe a good idea to also have your pencil this time too, to go along the top edge of your donut and create an oval shape for the frosting to once again create that illusion of form. With a nice clean dry brush, grab your next color and fill in that oval that you made for your frosting. I like to outline first so that I have nice smooth edges. If you need to go back and add an extra layer later, let it dry just a little bit. go ahead and finish the rest of your shadows on each of your donuts. If your donuts are really, really close together, you may not be able to do the shadows below your donuts. So if they are touching, go ahead and omit the bottom shadow. When your donuts are completely dry, next time I see you, we will be able to start adding sprinkles and different designs in the frosting.